Well, the great thing about KartSport Nationals is we get to do it all again tomorrow and crown another 5 champions. Great day so far today. The temperature's dropped and the weather closing in perhaps just a little bit. Horsepower weather, as we know. Oh, we got a red flag out on the... Oh, of course they have. This is KZ2. Just trying to trick me. Only worked for about 5 minutes. Standing start. A race winner piece for the 62 of Bray. And Matt Hamilton, and look who's back in the field here, Richard Moore. We've been looking forward to this, the 11 of Drysdale.
Yeah, great to see him on the back of the grid there. Not a huge field, so he just needs to play it safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the number 11 driving at KZ2, you're in for a treat. In my opinion, the most explosively talented young driver in KZ2 at the moment. Look at that move up the inside for Hamilton, but Bray looks to try and crowd him out into one. Pre-final brought to you by Countdown Supermarket. Hamilton in front. Oh, Bray's got an issue. The first massive drama of the day, perhaps. And already up to 4th is Drysdale. Ah, Daniel Bray, the NZGP Motorsport driver, just coasting around. I'm not sure what the issue is. But Hamilton's away out in front. Maher in second, already through for 3rd place is the 11 of Drysdale. Then it's the 86 of Bailey Patterson. Down the inside for the 9 of James Blair. That was a nice move for the number 9. Whoa, Bray, gone. I'd love to interview him right now, but that's not going to happen. Hamilton's out in front. Drysdale's already through for 2nd place. We'll keep an eye on that gap. Remember, he is going to have the most freshest of tyres out of all of these drivers right now. You should have seen this young man go at Te Puke, at Pro Karts, where he duked it out with the flying mouse Ryan Grant. Ryan Grant, as we know, probably arguably the greatest KZ2 driver that New Zealand has had as far as championships and wins. Oh, the 14 is down the chute too. That's the USA driver, Jonathan Allen. His pre-final's over. But Drysdale was so fast at Te Puke. Well, the black and whites are coming out again. And it's the number 9, James Blair. Well, have we had a race yet where the black and white hasn't come out? We've still got to wait and find out what the issue was for Callum Hedge in that last one. And now we look to Drysdale, trying to chase down a 13 times New Zealand Sprint champion, the WKS driver, Matt Hamilton. Hamilton, unquestionably one of the greatest KartSport drivers New Zealand has produced. Again, from another famous karting family dynasty. And his sister Fiona was very fast as well. The first 4 New Zealand titles for Rotax Max were dominated by Fiona and Matt Hamilton. They both won 2 each. And as I said earlier, I will never forget that New Zealand Yamaha Championship win in Hawke's Bay when Matt Hamilton qualified 18th and drove his way to the front in the final. Well, down to the 5 karts on the racetrack, the 86 Bailey Patterson at the back of the field. Richard, what's the lap time here for Drysdale? I can see that he's taking chunks out of that race lead.
Yeah, correct. Look, we're just battling with a couple of issues with our timing screen for some reason. We're registering Aaron Maher as top spot, which is not incorrect. I'm just trying to resolve that right now, but it is close. 1/10 of a second faster, I've got Drysdale on that last lap than Matt Hamilton. So
Drysdale taking a 10th out of the race lead, lap after lap. The youngster trying to chase down the 13 times New Zealand champion. And Drysdale will want to take a pre-final win and play mind games with these drivers. Bray's going to have to come from the back of the field. 3rd place is Maher. That's where he's been all day long. Oh, Hamilton, twitchy down into Southern Paints. That undoubtedly would have cost him 2 or 3 tenths. And Drysdale's almost there this time. Remember, Drysdale may not have had much time in the kart in this class, but he has been running in the Rotax lights. So he's had plenty of track time today. He knows the conditions of the circuit. It's not like he waited all morning and came in green. He has been in the kart. He is race ready. And you saw that straight away. He actually made a good start today here in this pre-final. And now he's almost there, challenging Matt Hamilton for the race lead in a pre-final. Aaron Maher in third, James Blair's fourth, but he's got to respond to that black and white flag later. 11 to go. Fifth place, Bailey Patterson from Canterbury. The Patterson Brothers Tyres, DD Signs HPE. Good sponsors on board there for Patterson. Well, will Drysdale be content just to sit back in behind Hamilton for a little while, or will he push on? We're only half race distance in this pre-final, brought to you by Countdown Supermarkets. Two kart lengths off now as they run through Southern Paints, closing in even more. Drysdale within a kart length as they go down to Macaulay Ford Sweeper. Drysdale's there this time. He should be in the draft next time by off the final turn. Hamilton under attack from the young rising star of KZ2. Hamilton goes defensive. I'm a little surprised that he would defend this early. Both these drivers will know that Hamilton is out and will have to start from the rear. One thing to catch Hamilton, I'll tell you, it's another to pass him. He's got these special axles that he fits to the kart and makes it about 10 feet wide. Makes it so hard for you to get past. And you can see that right there as he defends down the main straight. Drysdale can't go through. 6 to go. No change in the order. Whoa, that was close. Drysdale had a huge attack on the 1NZ. Didn't quite work. Drops back at kart length. Hamilton still responds. He's the race leader. The WK's Kart Store 1NZ. Up against the 11 of Drysdale from Manawa 2, sponsored by Neil Allport. That's a familiar name. NZ Motorsport and Burrillart. 5 to go. Again, Hamilton, defensive down the inside of the main straight into turn 1. But he's still fast off the corner. Here comes Drysdale, side by side. Oh, grass track for Hamilton. Well, it got a little bit tight off the exit of turn 2. Drysdale, the race leader on the track. Second place, Hamilton. Third is the 10 of Aaron Maher. Fourth place, Blair in the number 9. Then Patterson in the 86. 4 to go. Drysdale now driving away. You've just got to wonder, though, if Hamilton has just backed it down. It's not about winning pre-finals. It's about lap 26 later on this afternoon. 3 laps to go for Drysdale. Aaron Maher in his familiar position in third. Blair fourth, Patterson fifth. Early retirements for Jonathan Allen, number 14, and also the 62 of Dan Bray, who we saw have that opening lap issue. Drysdale coming down to the final corner with 2 to go. It's almost done here in this pre-final. From the back of the grid, right to the front. We talked about this young man this morning. We said we couldn't wait for him to come out on the racetrack in KZ2, and he has not disappointed. I, for one, certainly cannot wait for the next round of Pro Karts in Rotorua in May, when we get 28 of these thumping beasts fanging it around that awesome racetrack. Last lap borders out. 1 to go for Drysdale. Casual look over his shoulder. He knows that he's got it done. Hamilton too far back. Aaron Marr third. Blair fourth. Patterson fifth. That's probably how it's going to finish up. Although I might have just put that curse of the black jelly bean on these guys. Round through the sweeper for the last time. The checkered flag about to come out. Dylan Drysdale, first time on the racetrack today, will take a pre-final. Hamilton in second. Third place will go to Aaron Marr. Fourth to Blair. Fifth place will go to Patterson. Well, the wind is really starting to whip up a bit here, Richard. Certainly up in the tower, you can see the flags starting to shake and shimmer. So the weather conditions are changing. Could play its part later for our finals. Yeah, correct, Mike. Look, when you see the frontal profile of those karts, Dylan, such a small guy. You know, he's not very old, but he's shown that he's got some serious speed and he's pushed on as well. It'll be interesting to see if there's any interaction between the two of them. A fairly tight battle. He's race fit too. Oh, absolutely. And I had some skepticism earlier today that missing out on the 2 heats might hurt him, particularly with the setup, but he's shown that he's fairly quick. You know, a few short years ago, Josh Drysdale was winning national titles and looked like a supreme talent for the future. And no one really took that much notice of Dylan. He was the younger brother. He was making his way in the sport, quietly but effectively getting some results. But really, he's turned out to be the star of the family. And, man, his skills are on another level.